Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. So, today I want to just kind of go over some information around IPOs. It's been about a day since we had the Snowflake IPO, and we've had like a few IPOs, a few companies that IPO today. So, what I want to do is kind of go over a few of these companies, and all I want to do is just kind of show you, what happens after companies do IPOs, so you can kind of take a look for those of you that are new and trying to learn how to invest and you're not too sure about the whole IPO thing. So I want to just give you guys a quick look into it. So right now on my screen, I have Sumo Logic, who just IPO'd today, and they're at $26.88. They started out at about $20 to $22, and they only went up fairly moderate. So now for this is pretty cool. This is pretty cool, pretty good. I haven't got a chance to really do a lot of research on this company, but however, this is another analytical data company. So similar to Snowflake, but different. They also focus on things like security and things like that. So here you can see they kind of have a moderate, fairly simple opening here. And you can see they raised $326 million. So that worked out pretty good for them. And I'm sure they're excited about that. So now let's look at another company that also IPO today. AMWL Corp. I don't know anything about this. I know they just IPO'd. I haven't even got around to even looking into it or studying it, but they IPO'd. And you can see here that, they another one fairly good, went up about $5. That's probably some fair pricing. Depending on the company, sometimes even this can be overvalued, but that's kind of fair pricing there. So that's pretty cool. Let's see, another one that went public was Jfrog. Now Jfrog also had a huge run up. So they actually came in around like at 40, 44, they go 44, and they ran up to 64, 65 bucks. Now I haven't got a chance to do much studying on them, so I can't really say if this is overvalued, undervalued, a good price, not a good price. But this is what happened when they IPO. So let's go take a look at the man of the hour. Oh, wait a minute. There was another one that was supposed to debut today. It was Unity. I guess they didn't do it today. Looked like they didn't do it today, so I guess they didn't do it. So let me go to the man of the hour, Snowflake, or the woman of the hour, Snowflake. So here's Snowflake, $227. So let's just zoom out a little bit. I don't want to go to full chart because I don't think it's not going to show real good. But let's just look at this. Suppose it had came in at $120. First said it was going to come in at $75. Then $120. And then it launches yesterday and it hits over $300. And, kind of hovered around this price here, around 270 for a while, 280. Came here. So for the most part, it ended around 260, 270, right? Now that's fairly high. Now what happened today is, it came down 26 bucks, down to $227. Now I think Snowflake is a good company, has great potential. Now even myself, I was very interested, still interested in this company, but once I saw how they were opening up at that price, I kind of said, well, let me wait and let me hold off. The reason why a lot of people talk about IPOs and don't invest in them is because a lot of times what happens is you'll have a lot of hype that goes around these companies. Look, you can see they talking about it down here. You'll have a lot of hype that goes on with these companies, and they'll have this huge run up. I'm expecting to maybe get a price of like 130, maybe 120, maybe 140 per share, and no, it hits the market is at 280. I'm like, wait a minute, what in the world? So a lot of times when you have a lot of hype around it, that's what happens. A lot of people start flooding the market, start buying shares. And what normally happens with IPOs is there comes a time where they kind of settle, when the dust settles, and they have a pullback. Sometimes a pullback happens within a week. Sometimes it happens within a month, a couple months, but they do have some opportunities to buy. Now, the way this market has been crazy, listen, this $227, that could be the pullback. Don't know. I guess we'll see. But, that's kind of one of the reasons why a lot of people say, take your time, don't rush into buying IPOs and things like that, because in most cases, a lot of times IPOs are grossly overvalued when they come out and then they settle. And sometimes you have some companies that really do very well. Like I don't do a lot of IPO investing, but especially like on the first day, but one of the great companies that I had that actually did really good was Facebook. I got Facebook at $32. And, they had a lot of negativity around it, just saying like, oh, are they going to be profitable? A lot of old analysts that don't know social media putting that information out there. And so then what happens is Facebook ends up, going down to like $18 a share. $18 a share. Like they end up going down to like $18 a share. I'm going to see if I can find it. See if I can find the dip. Let's see. Right, so the dip is around here. So this is where they IPO up here, and they came all the way down to $18. See, right there, $18. In the bottom right of your screen, $18. And when they got to $18, I bought more shares because I believed in social media, knew it was going to do well. I have a business that I have a marketing business, so using social media is something that is highly recommended, right? So I already could see, and you had so many people coming, onto the platform and just using social media, and then eventually it just started to go up, and people still doubted it, came down some more. I actually bought some around this mark too when it was in its 20s, and then after that, it never saw 20 again, and now it's all the way at $254. At one point it was at 300. I don't know if this can catch it. No, it's not catching the top, but it was actually just at $300 a share at one point. So IPOs can do fairly good, and sometimes, we never know. But with Snowflake, this definitely was a very high price, like crazy, broke records and everything. For most people who've been investing for some time, kind of saw that price and was like, I guess I'll kind of hold off and wait and see, because that's exactly what I'm doing. But just wanted to give you guys a quick look into, reason why sometimes people say hold off before, getting the IPO, or, if you do, because sometimes there's this fear that if I don't get in at this price, I'm going to miss it. And sometimes that happens, but a lot of times actually, you have that opportunity for some time. So with this, I believe you will have some opportunity to get at some better prices than this. And so for me, I'm just kind of holding off and kind of watching and seeing, have it on my list, and just kind of, got my little chart out to see exactly what's happening from it, just kind of checking in on it. So, but yeah, so a lot of times people, they will see these things and, and they'll think that they're missing out, and no, you're not. And one of the things you never want to do, like I said in my last video, is invest around, hype. Invest based off of facts, and don't invest with your emotions, because a lot of people definitely bought shares when it was here at 230, 250, 270, right? And many of them are probably kind of feeling a little sick because it's low. And sometimes that happens. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that it won't go back up. I kind of see this as being like one of those companies that's like a growth company, kind of like Salesforce, for example. Salesforce, their stock is kind of around the same price, I think. Let me check real quick. So Salesforce, they're actually an investor into Snowflake. I think they put about $250 million into it. So, but let's look at them. So an example what I mean. So it's like kind of one of those companies where they don't have a dividend, but through time they just grow. They just grow. And I feel like that's what Snowflake may be through time, if they hold their business value serious and continue to do what they're doing, which is like they will, that they may be successful. But it's crazy. It's the same price as Snowflake. Salesforce is the same price as Snowflake. So yeah, so I definitely think there'll be some times to pull back. But hey guys, feel free to like, subscribe, stick around, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.